What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. If you are, make sure you leave a like on this video. And if you haven't yet, please do click that red subscribe button down below. Finally started heading north again. There was a really weird week or two. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, or it's could be the lull. Some of the news topics are a little stale, but here's an interesting one. The left is like openly wishing, praying, hoping, fantasizing about Elon Musk getting sent to jail because he didn't want to buy Twitter. The very same people who screeched unendingly when he announced the purchase in the first place. Now we have absolute idiots working for like left-wing news media like CNBC making wild claims about him getting locked up, which in fact, funny enough, if anybody's looking at some potential jail time, it will be the Twitter board or CEO if we find out what we think. Now, the Twitter stock has been plummeting all day long, down nearly 12% today. And if you look at the 5-day window, it's down 15%, basically falling off a cliff Friday when Elon said he was out, but continuing to fall today. This isn't even what I would call a discount. You know, like a lot of people, I mean, if you thought Elon was going to have to be buying this at 54.20, if the market thought that Elon was going to have to buy this stock for 54.20, everyone, I'm not, by the way, this is not investment advice. The only investment I would recommend is getting yourself some delicious coffee, tea, or cocoa from Coffee Brand Coffee. Outside of that, I would never tell you how to spend your money. But potentially, one might think if the powers that be believed the deal was going to go through, or if they believed that Twitter was going to be successful in forcing him to pay for it, don't you think that the gap wouldn't be over $22? The stock is headed towards half of the $54.20 offer. One would suspect that the powers that be, the ones with the insider information, the ones with better knowledge than us, they don't believe it's going to happen. CNBC's DavidFaber argues that Elon could face jail time over a Twitter deal exit. CNBC's DavidFaber surprised his fellow panelists on Monday by asserting that Elon Musk's upcoming legal battle with Twitter over backing out of the $44 billion takeover agreement could result in jail time for the billionaire. By the way, nobody believes that. First of all, rich people don't go to jail. It's extraordinarily unlikely for rich people to go to jail in America. There's a few exceptions, certainly, but I think we all know that justice is on a sliding scale based on how wealthy you are. It's not even about skin color in most cases. It's who has the most money, the best lawyers, the most, as the left calls it, privilege. Now, of course, Faber made the bold claim during the discussion with fellow CNBC personalities Jim Cramer. Anyone remember when Jim Cramer was like lauded as like a investment guru? Now he's just another TDS guy on Twitter. With Jim Cramer, Cramer quipped that Twitter's board was in trouble if their lawsuit only resulted in the company recouping a $1 billion breakup fee. Quote, "There is no way they're going to take the walkaway fee," Faber said. "They have specific performance in the contract. They are going to have a Delaware judge enforce that contract and say, these are the reasons why. Most of the people you speak with, or at least certainly that I have, believe that in fact will be the case," Faber added. Then the question is, okay, you are forcing Mr. Musk to buy the company. Does he actually agree to do it? There's an argument for being said lately that, well, maybe he won't comply with that. Then would we have a situation where we would put him in jail? It's like the same people that battled with terminal TDS. Now they have EDS. Most of them have ED, but now it's EDS too, as well. Mediaite was the first to report on Faber's remarks. Faber's remark drew surprised laughter from Quintanilla, who called the idea of Musk going to jail over the Knicks deal funny. I know you laugh, but that's where it could end up, Faber said. You mean fantasized. This is a man who doesn't play by the rules. Cramer jumped in and noted that Faber's assertion was likely to make waves with viewers. David, the takeaway is going to be that Faber says Musk goes to jail. You've got about 10 seconds to repeal that, Cramer quipped. Cramer again expressed shock in a tweet posted after the segment aired. Jail? Musk has yet to respond to Faber's comments. The Post reached out to CNBC and Musk's office for comment. The possibility of Musk refusing a court order to buy Twitter has already sparked speculation online. Bloomberg columnist Matt Levine noted that the possibility that Musk could refuse to buy Twitter even if a Delaware court orders him, but also appeared to rule out any kind of jail as a possibility. Quote, what if the court orders Musk to close the deal and he says no? They're not going to put him in chancery jail, Levine wrote. The guy is pretty contemptuous of legal authority. He thinks he's above the law, and he might be right. A showdown between Musk and a judge undermined Delaware corporate law more than letting him weasel out of the deal would, he added. Musk has already laughed off Twitter's looming lawsuit, poking fun at the company board in a series of tweets. Musk's camp indicate an SEC filing last Friday that billionaire was backing out of the Twitter deal. His legal team says that Twitter has repeatedly avoided inquiries about the number of spam bots within its user base, with Musk arguing that the number is far higher than what the company actually claims. Now, we do know that Twitter's lawyered up, but we also know that, like, of course they did. Of course they did. Their stock is plummeting now. And even forcing the deal to go through, you're probably still not getting it. And then, by the way, Jim Cramer, here's another great example of bots, okay? Here you go, Elon. Here's a question I have. By the way, just got a text. There are 28 positions left in Roaster's Choice. Then I'm closing it. 28. That's it. That includes whole bean or ground. So if you're thinking about getting in Roaster's Choice for July, like I told you, it wasn't a gimmick. Like, it's literally a hard cap at 400 total. And we're very close to it. I hope to open up some more spots in September, October. But right now, that's all that we can get. That's all that we've been able to negotiate. So you're going to want to make sure you sign up for that today if you haven't yet. Jim Cramer has 1.8 million followers. He got 400 likes. Most people saying you should be in jail. How is Jim Cramer not in prison? Showing a clip that I can't play. Here's a better take on jail. Here's John Najarian, co-founder of Market Rebels, crypto stocks, retired Chicago Bears linebacker. Is that true? Absolutely. So Ross writes, with Twitter not having been over $40 for over a month, despite a hypothetical $54.20 takeover price, the market pretty much has had it right that the deal had been in trouble from the beginning. That point is amplified by how relatively little it's down today. Well, I don't know. It's down more than you think. It's down 4.20%? 4.2%. I guess you could say that's a little, but if we go back 6 months, right before the offer, it was trading right around this, a little higher than this. The Musk's, was talking about buying it. When he bought shares, it started to go up, but it was trading like in the low to mid 30s. So this is a 32.42. It's still basically the lowest it's been trading in the last 6 months. And it might be the lowest it's been trading all year long. So I'm not sure that I buy all of that. You see, absolutely correct, Ross. But the theater continues. Will Twitter go to court to force a deal when it seems obvious to most that they may have known that the bot count was much higher for years, and thus the CEO and board would risk 10b-5 violations, which could result in jail time for themselves? Isn't that funny? So if they go to court to fight against Elon, they very well could get caught in their own lies and thus put themselves in jail. He completely has them over a barrel. Then They also, of course, are facing shareholder lawsuits. This thing is going to get crazy and messy. If you haven't yet, click that red subscribe button down below. If you're watching on BitChute, Odyssey, or Rumble, please subscribe there as well. Twitter faces nightmare scenario as Elon Musk exit slams shares. Twitter shares are plunging Monday in the first day of trading since Elon abandoned his agreement to buy the company. Twitter stock sank nearly 8% in early trading as investors reacted to the exit. Musk's move that sets up a lengthy court battle likely to weigh on the company shares for months or years to come and added to challenges for CEO Parag Agrawal, according to Wedbush and analyst Daniel Ives. For Twitter, this fiasco is a nightmare scenario and will result in an Everest-like uphill climb for Parag and company to navigate the myriad of challenges ahead around employee turnover, morale, advertising headwinds, which people are really, I think he definitely eroded some trust there with his, people who would invest or advertise on the platform. Investor credibility around time of fake and bot account issues and a host of other abound, Ives says. Musk's team argued that Twitter has repeatedly failed to provide accurate information about the number of spam bots in its user base in a filing last Friday. I think Elon wins this no matter what. It's an absolute disaster for Twitter. They're completely over a barrel. I mean, it's just, I don't think that you could deny that. They're completely over a barrel right now. And I think the best thing that they could do right now is get back to the table, amend the purchase price to something like $40, $42, which would still be a premium based on the $32 trading price they're getting, and get the heck out of there. Because Elon is about to make their life very difficult. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.